Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and the Washington Commanders just made an amazing signing. They finally are trying to fix the linebacker position, signing former Panthers linebacker Frankie Luvu to a 3-year contract worth a maximum of $36 million. I'm going to break it down, all of it, in today's video. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and the notification bell as well, so you never miss any free agency update. Man, what a great signing for the Washington Commanders. Out of the 3 signings so far, I think this is my favorite signing. The Washington Commanders got an absolute beast at the linebacker position, a position that Ron Rivera really neglected over the last 4 years here in Washington. He really only addressed it once, and that was with the pick of Jamin Davis in the first round. And that, Jamin Davis has gotten better, but still really not worth that first round pick that they spent on him. Frankie Luvu, it's a 3-year, $36 million deal, and that's the max. I'm going to say it every video, but the reporters are going to try to gas it up and make it seem like the deal's really good because the agents are giving them that information and they're telling them what to type up so they can, the agent looks better, but then the reporter gets a scoop and, it's better for him. But I think it's probably going to be more like a 3-year, $30 million deal, maybe even less. The Armstrong deal, Dorrance Armstrong, it was reported originally 3 for $45, then it's reported 3 for $33 is the base, and then with incentives he could get 3 to $45. So it's a very fluid situation. We do know the player we got, and he's an absolute beast, and honestly would be fine paying him this full price, even though that's probably not what it's going to be. But the 3-year, $36 million deal, I was about to take a nap and then check my phone right before, went to go sleep, and I see this news. Very, very happy about it. Let's go into let's talk about Frankie Luvu and the type of player he is. So PFF, you take it with a grain of salt, but 6th amongst all linebackers with his PFF grade since 2021, so large sample size. Some of his stats for the last 2 seasons: 12.5 sacks, 236 combined tackles, 29 tackles for loss, an interception, 3 forced fumbles. So I obviously knew who Frankie Luvu was, but I'm not watching all these Panthers games, so not an expert on him. But I asked some Panthers fans under a tweet. I think Adam Schefter, someone, he's the one who broke it. Shout out to him. Panthers fans love him. They wanted him back. And, he is this is what a lot of them were saying, very, very good run defender, can get to the quarterback, okay, and, pass coverage, gets a lot of deflection. So his, strength isn't going to be coverage, but he's not terrible at it. And, just look, so he was an undrafted free agent and was kind of a tweener. A lot of people were saying, in his scouting report, maybe could be an edge rusher, which, he's not even that heavy, 235. But he got 3 sacks, 1 sack, 2 sacks, then goes to Carolina, has a solid season in 2021, and then in 2022 has an amazing season, 111 tackles, 7 sacks, a forced fumble, an interception, another, and a touchdown. And then I think these are tackle for loss, 17 tackles for loss. And then this past year had a good season as well, 17 games, 125 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 11 stuffs, and then 5 deflections. So he can bat the passes down, which is good, and has 1 career touchdown. Really, really good stuff here from Adam Peters and company, addressing holes. You love to see it. The biggest holes coming into this offseason, quarterback is one of them, but we know where that's going to get addressed. That's in the draft. So besides quarterback, you go offensive line, defensive end, linebacker, and maybe a couple other positions like corner and safety. But I think D-end, linebacker, and O-line were the biggest needs. And guess what? On the first day, Adam Peters brings in 3 starters, at minimum 3 starters. I think one of these guys could be more than starters, maybe 2 of them. It's going to be tough for all 3 of them to be a hit, but I think Frankie Luvu out of these 3 has the most star potential. I think he can be good. And then you got Dorrance Armstrong, who I think at minimum is going to be a solid, starting edge rusher in this league for a few years. You got him under contract, and then Tyler Biadasz as well. All these deals are 3-year deals. I'm interested to see how they're structured. Do they put void years on them? Because that is something that you can do to lower the cap hit. And I'll be interested to see if, just to see the strategy that Adam Peters and company have when it comes to, structuring these deals. And so I'm just looking on my phone, trying to see if any other news has come out in terms of contract stuff and other guys that we signed. But Frankie Luvu, going to be our linebacker. I'm very, very excited about this. Watch some highlights. Going to probably watch some film on him. But it's definitely a guy that a lot of people probably knew. And it wasn't really on my radar in terms of guys we could sign. I wasn't as tuned in as I usually am in terms of free agency and guys we should sign. But I'm very, very happy we made this move. I mean, very, very active day today. Very active day. I mean, signing 3 guys, and there my notifications are blowing up from asking the Panthers fans how Luvu is. But 3 signings already, and we're less than 6 hours from the start of legal tampering period starting, and we got all these guys. So I'm really happy about that. Maybe we'll sign another guy too. What I would really like is for us to sign. Now we got 3 starters in. We got 3 guys that will fill in key holes. Now sign some boom or bust type guys. The guys that, okay, they might not work out, but if they do, it'll be really, really worth it. And those guys, you're going to sign them to a 1-year deal. It's low risk, possibly a high reward. And you're able to risk things because we're not winning this year. We are not winning a lot of games this year unless something crazy happens. So you can take a couple years to try to find those guys, and I hope Adam Peters does that. And today's not necessarily a day to do that. Today's the first day. You're trying to go for your main guys, but after the next few days is when you start, okay, maybe you get the J.D. McKissicks of the world, the Logan Thomases of the world, the Wes Schweitzer. And I'm just saying that in terms of what Ron Rivera, that's the best thing he did was finding those low-key guys. And that might have been Kyle Smith because that was the only year he was here and they got those guys. So would not mind that at all. I know he already got signed, but Jeff Okudah would love the Commander to do something like that. Take a risk on a young player with a lot of potential and see what he can do. And, you can either keep him, trade him, or get a comp pick for him if he leaves. And if he doesn't work out, hey, you barely gave up anything for him. But Frankie Luvu, I love this signing. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast. And we're going to learn more and more about him and what role they want to have him at. I'm sure they're going to have him rushing the quarterback. I want Jamin Davis to be rushing the quarterback as well. I feel a lot better about our linebacker position. Don't really think we need to add anyone else. If we want, starting wise, I think we could add some depth at the linebacker position for sure, and maybe draft a guy in the 4th-ish round, or maybe sign a veteran special teams guy. But I don't really think we need to go out and sign anyone else. I really like what we've done so far on the defensive side of the ball. Could add another cornerback and a safety, but it's a rebuild, so we can't hit everything all at once, and it's going to take a while. There's still going to be some holes entering the season, and that's definitely fine. And I'm excited about Frankie Luvu. I really, really love this signing. Samoan beast. He is. I've said a beast. He's a beast a bunch of times, but it's just because we haven't had a good linebacker in a long time. We've had okay linebackers like Cole Holcomb, a couple others, but it's been a while since we've had a good linebacker. And I think Frankie Luvu has a chance to be an absolute stud. And especially considering what we've had to trot out there with David Mayo and John Bostic, and no offense to those guys, but they're just not starting caliber linebackers in this league, at least at this point in their careers. David Mayo probably never, but Bostic at some point was a starting linebacker. But they just weren't starting guys, and we were trying them out there as starters, and they were covering star tight ends and star receivers. And it's what are we doing here? And Ron Rivera would make the same mistakes every time, and already we've upgraded that position, so I'm very happy about that. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.